We've started refactoring. I'm going to do a fair bit of refactoring. I'm going to turn this into a useful program. There's a lot of Google APIs. We're only using one. We're using the geocoding one. There are one for places, nearby places. There's all sorts. Including reverse geocoding. There's quite a few, but every time we need to sort of call Google and set up an API, we're going to do it in this particular file, and nothing else other than calls to Google will go in here. So really that can be closed down until we need it. The other file that we sort of started off with and we took out, our address finder, I'm going to sort of use this to have different calls. Now what I'm talking about, when we did the proper address, so if I put in again CV128DA, when we got the data back, we had quite a bit of information. We had a postcode, we had bounds. If you remember, that's a rectangular box, and it's specifying the top right and the top left hand corner. We've got a viewport which is doing pretty much the same sort of thing, so we could use bounds or we could use viewport. We got a place ID, and we also had a sort of central latitude and a longitude with location, and that is basically approximate. So there's quite a bit of information now. We can just get the postcode, we can get the address, but it depends on the information that we send in as to what JSON is returned. So if we send in a postcode, we get it in this fashion, starting off with address components, etc. But if we pass in an address, let's say 10 Downing Street, let's do it properly, 10 plus Downing plus street. Then, although we get pretty much the same JSON response, there are little differences, which means that we've got to treat them differently depending on whether we give them an address or whether we give them a postcode. In this case, it's the difference is it's creating a postcode for us down here. So we've got both get address or get from postcode. So the different items we need are going to be the bounds, the location, and so forth. So that's what we're going to try and do. There's going to be a great deal of function calls based on the information that we want to get, and that's what we're going to handle in the next video.